Well, hey there, friend. Come on in and warm yourself by the fire. You're just in time for the final third shift of 2018. Now, seeing as how this episode does fall in a kind of a weird spot for all three of us, coming right after the Christmas holiday and right before the upcoming quarter-end rush, we'll be doing something a little bit different today. But regardless, I'm still your host, Matt. This is episode 122, and I hope you'll all join me as we take a look back at the gaming resolutions that we all set in those very first weeks of 2018. Now, longtime fans are right there with us as we were full of optimism and wrote down all those things we wanted to get done in the world of gaming. You were right there with us again as we did the mid-year progress report / evaluation. But now the year's almost over, so pull up a chair, kick your feet up, grab a drink, and join us as we all pull that list out and see how we did on those gaming resolutions. So to start us all off, we're going to the woman in the shadows, the woman behind the scenes, the cutting room queen herself, Danny. How'd you do this year, Danny?
Hi everybody, Danny here. I bet you guys are wondering if I have reached my resolutions from the prior year. And what I can say to that is maybe, kind of, sort of. My major one I started out with was that I wanted to play more games because I only played like 1 or 2, 3 maybe larger games in 2017. And I have definitely exceeded that amount. I've played at least 15 to 20 different games ranging from indie to massive RPG. So I have definitely gotten my fill of games and now something I can be more proud of as a gamer. As the year started, I actually modified my resolution a little bit to expand more to me as a person, and I feel like I've accomplished a lot more in that area. I started off doing Sunday Twitch creatives, and that kind of turned into me doing gaming, and eventually I've gone back to both gaming and creatives, so we'll see where that goes from there. There's another part of my creative brain where I wanted to do more writing. Unfortunately, I've not made a ton of progress in that area, as with all the other things, I have not had time to just sit down and write. So, maybe that will be part of my resolution for next year, but you'll have to find out on a later podcast. I've also done a lot of reworking with what I want the Otaku project to be, and it started out being just a culmination of everything I love about the Japanese culture. And it had its own Twitter handle and all that, but I decided to just bring everything together under my Usuko84 Twitter handle, just to make it a little easier on myself, because I am this one person. I'm not 2 different entities, so I think it made more sense for me to just nerd out on my own personal account, rather than having a separate account for nerding out. I also tried my hand at unboxing, and I loved doing it. The thing that I didn't love about it was how long it took to edit and create a video about it. So that quickly, dissipated into nothing. There was also a Sailor Moon project that I that I have wanted to do for years that is still going neglected. So I will see if that makes it into my resolutions for this coming up year. So I guess overall, I'm a work in progress, and I will continue to be a work in progress probably for the rest of my life, but I am proud to say that I have accomplished a lot over this last year, and I am very, very, very proud of myself, and I hope next year will look just as great. So I hope you all are enjoying your holiday, and I can't wait to talk to you guys about upcoming resolutions in the new year. I can't wait to hear about your holidays and everything.
Now, while Danny might consider herself a work in progress in some other areas, I can definitely back her up on the fact that she played a lot more games this year than she has in previous years. So I'll give her props to that. Good job, Danny. I hope you keep that up in the upcoming year, because there are so many great stories and so many great experiences out there just waiting for you to find them in 2019. Now let's throw it next to my co-host, my buddy, my partner, the wild man, the crazy man behind the 5-star legend Eric, and see how he did on his gaming resolutions for 2018.
Well, hello everybody. This is me, Eric speaking. I'm so glad that you are here joining me. As I thought about it, I looked back and I said, What were my gaming resolutions? I had forgotten them. Now, the funny part about this is that I went back just actually a little bit ago and re-listened to the episode in which we talked about those wonderful resolutions. And I must have remembered them in my subconscious. Because first one that I remembered was, hey, this year I'm going to actually start playing games that I want to play. I'm going to try to play all the games that I wanted to play in that given year. Besides Spider-Man, I accomplished this. I played Celeste, I played Monster Hunter World, I played God of War, I played Destiny Forsaken, I played World of Warcraft, and many others. Messenger, what else? God bless. Dead Cells. I got to a whole bunch of games. I got the Call of Duties, the Battlefields. I'm all over the place. I played a ton of great games. I played all the games that my little heart was beating real hard on and going, oh, I really got to play. I even went ahead and played Persona 4, which I had to go begging on the internet to get a Vita, and I managed to do it by some miracle and got to play Persona 4. So, yes, I 100%. Oh, and Sea of Thieves. Let's not forget that title, because that title's awesome. And funny enough, I'm actually like really hooked into it again right now, so I'll be playing after this, as a matter of fact. But I did it. I feel very good about it. I started playing all these dang games. I didn't get caught up on the MMOs and the games as a service to the point where I didn't play anything I should have or wanted to. Congratulations to me. What a pat on the back. Yay! My second resolution this year that I remember was to get back into raiding form in World of Warcraft. Now, I got back into World of Warcraft. I ditched the old guild that wasn't doing anything and moved on to a brand new guild. I was I was leveling up with my brother. We were rocking out in some dungeons. We were doing the thing. We were getting ready to go. Then my brother Jared kept getting deployed, and they're sent to this or that or this or the other, and it kind of just fell apart. I'm still in the guild, and they still have me as a member, but unfortunately I don't really play at this point in time. I am max level. I do have some decent gear from the LFR rating, etc., but I never got into hardcore rating again. So unfortunately, this one's a half-C, doomed to probably be a failure because I also unsubscribed, and unless my brother Jared's really big on getting back into it, I don't know when I'll be going back to World of Warcraft for the foreseeable future. So, you know what? I'll give myself a soft pat on the shoulder. It's okay, Eric. You did it. You at least tried it. You got somewhere with it. And then it just didn't quite come together. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm a rocket star hero. Now, my last wish, and this one's funny, because having forgotten what I was even intending to do this year, this is really cool. Because my resolution was to get rid of all my old games, to really get in there, just dump it all out, get the money, take the money, use the money to buy games for playing this year, and then in the future years, depending on however much it got me, and not to worry about it. And tied to that was to buy those new games, get physical copies of them, so that way when I was done with them, I could just go sell them and get money back towards another game instead of holding on to them because I'm angry about what I get back, or because I just go, maybe I want to go back to that game. You know, I did it. I sold all my old games this year. I have nothing left but my Dreamcast and its games because I'm never letting go of the Dreamcast because it was a wonderful system, and I'm just sad beyond belief that it just never made it. But anywho's, all the rest was sold. Any games I've bought physically this year, if I'm done with them, I have sold them back, and I do it through my local little game store, in which case I get like the game bucks and stuff because they give you the extra money, and then I hold on to that, and then I buy and purchase games based off what I need from them, unless it's like the big titles, the ones you gotta have day one because it's so cool to be in the middle of the conversation, but the others I just wait for. So it's working out really good. I'm still once in a while pretty sad though that I got rid of some of the older systems like the GameCube. Really kind of bummed me out, but overall I don't miss them. So it was a great decision. I'm glad that was a resolution for me, and I was successful at doing it. So, you know what? Bada bing, bada boom. Eric pulled through. I can handle my resolutions. I don't know how the others panned out, but we're going to find out. I'm just telling you, I'm a rock star, and you better believe when I come back with a brand new episode telling you about my 2019 resolutions that they are going to be fantastic and that they are going to be attainable, and I will actually do them because, as I just told you, hey, I did my 2018 ones, you have no reason to doubt Mr. Eric. So you know what? That's it from me. I hope everyone's in the middle of all sorts of fun for their holidays, whatever you're celebrating, whatever you're not celebrating. Hope it's a great time for you. And I will catch you all next week when the world returns to normal.
Whew, strong words and a great success for the self-proclaimed rocket star hero, Eric. Now let's see if we really have no reason to doubt when he puts together his gaming resolutions for 2019 in the upcoming weeks. Now there's only one person left. It's time for me to evaluate myself and my progress on my gaming resolutions. Now I'm going to go straight down the list. I'm not going in orders of successes and failures. I'm going in exactly the order that I said them on the podcast when we originally put it together. First off, beat Metal Gear Solid 5. I did not do that. As I've said before, just playing around in that game is so much fun that when I go in to do a mission, the last thing on my mind is doing the mission. So that hasn't even gotten close to being completed. That's probably going to roll over into the 2019 resolutions. But one game I did complete, Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Spirit of Justice, was fantastic. That was one thing I got done at the very beginning of the year. Got that completed, the DLC cases, had an absolute blast with that. Outstanding game, so I'm going to check that one off of my resolutions. That one is 100% done. The one game that I can't check off the list is Zero Time Dilemma. That's a game that fell into a weird spot with me because I had just finished Phoenix Wright on my 3DS, and I wanted kind of a break from the 3DS before I went right back into Zero Time Dilemma. And I took that long break, and I just never went back. So it's still waiting for me. That's another one that's probably going to get rolled into the 2019 goals, as well as beating Doki Doki Literature Club, which is funny because Danny brought it right back up again to us. I think it was only a few weeks ago, saying, hey, I challenge you and Eric to beat that by the end of the year. And I'm pretty sure neither one of us has done it, so that one's still on the list. Now coming up next, I've got a somewhat success story. I said I was going to get back into League of Legends and play that regularly, at least a couple times a week. I'm going to say that one's a partial success because Danny and I both got into League of Legends for quite a few weeks there. We'd get on. It was her first time playing the game, so it was kind of interesting to be teaching the game, so seeing it from a totally different perspective. But I really enjoyed that. I loved getting back into League of Legends, seeing all my favorite characters, and then having a blast with the new characters that had come out in that big hiatus when I was playing almost every single day, and now when I almost never update the client. So that was a lot of fun. I'm really not sure why we stopped doing that. I think we were right on that verge of me teaching her the more advanced mechanics and actually getting into PvP matches, and we both just kind of fell off of it again. So I'm going to say that one's a partial victory because I did update the client, I did open it, and I did play quite a few games with a friend, so that one's getting a pass from me. And now for my two follow-up resolutions, which were to come after I had beaten the games I was supposed to beat. Each time I beat one, I was going to reward myself by opening up one of the games that was still shrink-wrapped in a pile and waiting for me to play. I did get to one of those, which was Shadow of Mordor. I unwrapped that once I beat Phoenix Wright. I played it. I got my money's worth out of it. I enjoyed parts of it, didn't enjoy some, but I did unwrap it. I did play it. And like I said, I got my money's worth. Now the other half of this resolution didn't get out of the shrink wrap, and it didn't get played, and that was Street Fighter V, which again I had gotten on sale already, and now looking around, Street Fighter V Arcade Edition is already down to $20 and less on sales. So I may not even get to this one. I might just sell it off and say, it's too late for me, Street Fighter V, or just pick up the Arcade Edition on super cheap as a direct download, but I feel like that's one I'm not going to get to. So that wraps it up for me. I honestly didn't get a lot of my gaming resolutions done, but I don't feel bad about it because I played a ton of amazing games this year. If you were there for our Game of the Year episode, I believe I said I went through at least 22 games this year, and some of those are my very favorite that I've ever played. There have been so many good times, so many good experiences, so many hours of fun had this year that I don't feel bad about not finishing off some of these games and being able to put them away and say, okay, I completed it, it's done, because I completed and had so much fun with all these other games. So what about you guys out there? Did you have any gaming goals or resolutions for 2018? Did you get them done? Did you not get them done? Did you put them aside in favor of new ones that you started halfway through the year? Let us know. You can hit us up via email at info@thirdshift.me. You can tweet at us at ThirdShiftME, and you can find us on Facebook under Third Shift. And, of course, this podcast drops every Friday, so we'll be back in your ear holes on the 4th of January for our very next episode. You can find that episode on iTunes, on Stitcher, on Podbean, on Spotify, and on YouTube. And as I always say, if you like what we're doing and you'd like to help us out, please give us a like, a rating, a review, a comment, a subscription, any kind of good thing on any one of those good services, because it does help us out, and we really do appreciate it. And as my partner Eric always says, we do have a Patreon. We treat it mostly like a tip jar, but if you'd like to head over to patreon.com/ThirdShiftMe, you can check out our tiers, you can check out the rewards, you can join in the fun over there. At least 2 brand new podcasts every month drop over on the Patreon that are Patreon exclusive. So if you want some more Third Shift, if you want some more Danny especially, because she is forced to be on those 2 podcasts, go over to Patreon and check it out. And it wouldn't be a Third Shift closing if I didn't say, if you got the time, please give us a 5-star rating. It makes our day brighter. It makes our eyes shine. It makes colors pop more when we're walking through the world. And it makes us more powerful. It makes us the podcast that you know we should be, that you know we can be. It makes us better than any other podcast in the world. So if you like what we're doing, please give us that 5-star rating on iTunes, on Stitcher, any of those platforms you can rate us on. We'd greatly appreciate it. And until the very next episode, there's pretty much nothing else to say but
Don't forget to save.